Hello, I'm taking a break from my 4th edition box to report on my first ever Magic tournament. I actually played Friday Night Magic this past weekend and had a lot of fun. So I have a sore throat, so I'm a little froggier than usual. So anyway, I went to this local place near where I live called Enchanted Grounds in Colorado, and they have Friday Night Magic. It's this big coffee shop where they have these huge game nights, several times a week, and they were doing a booster draft tournament on Friday, so I decided to go ahead and enter it. Never having done a tournament before and not having played in 16 years, my goal for the evening was not to get shut out, and I accomplished that. I played 6 games and won 2. I didn't get to play in the third round because there was an odd number of people at my table, so I got the bye in the third round. I did come in dead last at my table, but again, I wasn't shut out, and that's all I really wanted from the evening. And I did have fun playing. I ended up playing a white and red deck, which is unusual for me. I never really played. Well, I guess I did play white. White and red were sort of the two colors I did play, but never really together. My door prize was the random card, because I came in last. It is a foil cultivate, and I can't tell what that shooting star symbol is. I couldn't tell from the website. Not a bad card, probably not something I'll use because I don't really play green. My other prizes from the evening, the way it worked was that we were playing for picks. So at the end of the evening, everybody had to take all the rares and uncommons out of their decks, organize them on the table, and then we all got to pick rares to take home and piles of uncommons to take home based on the order in which we finished. There were 2 planeswalkers in the pool, and obviously because I finished last, I didn't get to take either of those home. I got a foil Angel's Mercy, and this card, I had 2 of these. This is actually one of my cards from my deck, and actually it did help me out a lot because it's a great card. You gain 7 life, and that's common. It's a very good card. My first pick of the rares was this Vengeful Pharaoh, which is a great card. And then I got the Runescarred Demon, which is another good card, and a Dragon Skull Summit, which brings my collection of dual lands up to 2. I also have this Glacial Fortress, which I got in one of my previous packs. And, I think the other people there were very nice, and they kind of picked up on the fact that I was getting back into the game and I was new, and so they let me have basically all the commons that have been played instead of just getting 1 booster pack's worth of commons. I actually got. Everybody just kind of gave me. Well, I mean, they didn't give them to me. They just said, does anybody want these commons? I don't want them, and I ended up taking all of them. So this will beef up my collection. I will say, let me see if I can find it. Actually, there was 1 card in my white deck that actually. Both of the games that I won were basically because of this card, and it is the Griffin Sentinel with flying and vigilance. I loaded this guy up with some enchantments and some artifacts, and I was able to attack with him and also block with him, and that really helped me out. And then also because people were, sort of being supportive of my re-entry into the game, I think I ended up leaving with 2 piles of uncommons instead of 1. So I actually got some pretty decent uncommons out of the deal. I got a Serra Angel and a Sanger Vampire. These were the 2 sort of black and white counterparts back in the day. They're both 4/4 flying with a pretty cool ability. So that's cool. The Spirit Mantle ended up being a very useful card. On my Griffin Sentinel because I was able to not only block and attack with them, but also get protection from creatures. Timely Reinforcements, also good. Good life booster and some quick defenders. And then I'll just go through the rest of these. Reassembling Skeleton. The first guy I played against, he used this card to, he was playing a black deck and he had a Sorin Markov. So obviously he was wielding a lot of power. Also used quite a few Sorin's Thirsts, so he was pretty much dominating me in the 2nd and 3rd rounds after I kicked his ass with the Griffin Sentinel, excuse me. Stinging Spider, Fireball, good to see that card is still in the game. Tectonic Rift, Rock Egg, these 2, I always do that, I was holding him out of the shot. Rusting Sentinel and Crumbling Colossus, 2, sort of very flawed artifact creatures, kind of classic. Alluring Siren, Lure, they do similar things. They're good cards. Bell Tower Sphinx, Circle of Flame. I actually passed this one over during the draft, which I ended up regretting because as I learned, one of the things that can help you out a lot in a booster draft is having a lot of cheap creatures. And obviously, if your opponent is attacking you with cheap creatures, something that deals 1 damage to any creature that attacks you without flying is a useful thing. So in the future, I will probably not pass that over so easily. Crown of Empires, Levitation, Vampire Outcasts, Kraken's Eye, Carnage Worm, Demon's Horn, Overrun, Alabaster Mage, Smallpox, Scepter of Empires, and Diabolic Tutor. Hardly any of these cards actually played. I think most of my uncommons ended up going to other people. So anyway, it was fun. I'll probably do it again. I'm a busy guy and I have little kids, so it's hard for me to get away on a Friday night. But I'm going to shoot for maybe once a month, once every couple of months. It just kind of feels good to get back in the game a little bit and start collecting these cards again. So maybe I won't finish dead last next time. So anyway, that's my story. Next video we'll be back onto the 4th edition again.